Alright, for my people, places, and things assignment, I wanted to focus on my cuneiform tablet that we built in week 2 of this class. After I made my tablet, and this is how I made it, here are the materials. Oven baked clay from Walmart and wooden chopsticks. That's me either putting it in or pulling out of the oven. 15 minutes, 275 degrees. Once I prepared the tablet, the question was, where was I going to put it? Basically, I wanted to watch my tablet become buried in Florida soil and watch the various stages of that happening. Here is generally where we live. As you can see, it's central Florida, not right on the coastline or anything like that. A little more zoomed in, it's kind of farmy and agriculture-ish all around us. You've got cattle fields, a big one up in the upper left. All through the middle of the screen. Down at the bottom center is actually a phosphate mine. Here's the exact spot I chose to place my tablet. It's out in a little rock garden in our front yard. In hindsight, I still like this spot because it kept the lawnmower man away from it. But there's a huge ant mound right here. They're fire ants. I got to be really careful around fire ants. And I was hoping the ants wouldn't build their mound over my tablet to hasten the burial. As it turns out, the ants have been washed away, but you never know, ants can always come back. I originally placed my tablet out in the front yard, June 10th, 2013. It weighs less than a pound, approximately 3 to 4 inches in diameter. And as you can see from these pictures, it's clearly on top of the soil. Here's a close-up of it in its original placement. I checked on my tablet every week. Every Monday I'd go out. Mondays also happen to be our lawn day when the lawn guy comes. As you can tell, he clearly beat me to the punch this week, and there's grass shavings all over my tablet. So within 1 week, there's already a big difference. Week 2, it had rained a lot. It was pouring the rain when I took this picture. And as you can see, my tablet, there's a close-up of week 2. It was really just yucky outside, and that's the effect the rain had on it. Another one, and one more of week 2. The following week, we in Florida kept getting a lot more rain blowing in from the side. And this week was actually interesting because the rain had the opposite effect that it had in week 2. It actually cleaned off the tablet a little bit. None of that dirty, icky leaves and anything like that on my tablet. Week 4, finally a pretty day. It was really hot, and there's already some dirt starting to reaccumulate on the tablet. Week 5, this was, took this photograph just yesterday, so this is what the tablet looks like in its present state. It's got that thin layer of dirt on top of it, and it's kind of starting to mush in a little bit. That's the most technical word I got, I guess. It's not clearly on top like it was when I originally placed it, and here's the before and after. Here's the original, here's what it looks like now. So 5 weeks being exposed to the rain, the sun, weathering, bugs, animals, lawn guy. That's what my tablet looks like. The significance of my project may help answer some of the following questions. How do artifacts look at various stages? You know, if I come out in a month, 1 year, 5 years, how's this clay ceramic going to look? How do formation processes affect the burial of an artifact, both cultural and natural? I've already seen evidence of both. Between the original placement and week 1, the lawn guy, I'm assuming, picked it up and kind of chunked it to a different space still inside the rock garden there. Fortunately, it still landed face up, so I can see inside the etchings really good. But with weather and lawn guy, we've already seen examples of both cultural and natural transforms. Also, I thought the project might help us be able to date objects based on depth alone with no other context. So if somebody finds my tablet in 1,000 years, maybe these projects can help them date it just based on how it looks. Why people should be interested. Thought it would be useful for archaeology and geology. It can be helpful with dating, stratigraphy. If you're looking at soil in Florida, this project might be able to tell you something about the soil conditions. Damage to the environment. Well, not only am I observing my tablet, but also the area around it. You know, am I seeing any effects of pollution or damage? So far, I haven't seen any. I don't expect to see any, but I'm always looking for that. Weathering of clay ceramics. You know, how ceramics hold up in hurricanes and tropical storms. It's very neat to watch it, especially with the bad conditions. Also, maybe we can extrapolate conditions that a found ceramic was exposed to, kind of similar to tree rings. It could have an importance in grave digging and housing foundations.